All right, let's talk about something you barely notice but which underpins almost every single transaction in modern life. Before the 1970s, stepping into a grocery store was an exercise in chaos. Imagine long lines, cashiers manually keying in every price, errors rampant, and inventory a guessing game. It was a bottleneck, a drain on profits, and a source of immense frustration for both shoppers and retailers. This wasn't just an inconvenience, it was an economic problem demanding a revolutionary solution. The post-World War II consumer boom meant more products, larger stores, and a staggering increase in inventory complexity. Supermarkets, once beacons of efficiency, were groaning under the weight of their own success. Store managers dreamed of a system that could identify products instantly, track stock effortlessly, and shave precious seconds off every transaction. They needed speed, accuracy, and a way to bridge the gap between physical goods and digital data. The future of retail depended on it. The idea wasn't entirely new. Inventors had been tinkering with automated product identification for years. Early concepts ranged from fluorescent inks to unique patterns that could be read by optical scanners. One of the earliest patents for a barcode-like system was granted to Bernard Silver and Joe Woodland in 1949. They envisioned a bullseye pattern, inspired by Morse code, which could be read from any direction. It was genius, but ahead of its time. The real challenge wasn't just inventing a code, it was getting an entire industry to agree on one. Competing technologies and proprietary systems meant fragmentation. Manufacturers and retailers understood that for any system to work, it had to be universal. The grocery industry, through the Uniform Grocery Product Code Council, or UGPCC, launched an initiative in 1970 to find a single, standardized approach. This was a colossal undertaking, a battle of competing ideas and entrenched interests. One early contender was the RCA Bullseye Code, a direct descendant of Woodland's original patent. RCA, a giant in electronics, poured resources into developing it. They had a working prototype, and many believed their circular code offered advantages, particularly its omnidirectional scannability. It seemed promising, but the dense circular design presented its own set of problems. Printing quality was inconsistent, and it often smeared, making it difficult for scanners to read reliably.
Meanwhile, at IBM, a brilliant engineer named George Lauer was leading a team tasked with developing an alternative. Lauer was a pragmatist. He looked at the challenges of printing, the limitations of early laser scanners, and the need for robust data. He believed a linear, rectangular barcode was superior to the circular design, especially when it came to printing consistency and error rates. His insights would prove pivotal in shaping the future of retail. Lauer and his team advocated for a linear code because of its inherent advantages. When printing, ink tended to bleed along the direction of the print, making circular patterns blurry. Linear bars, however, could handle this distortion much better. They were simpler to print accurately and easier for nascent laser scanners to interpret. This seemingly minor technical detail was in fact a game changer, fundamentally improving readability and reducing errors in the real world. After extensive testing, debates, and presentations, the UGPCC made its monumental decision in 1973. They chose IBM's Linear Universal Product Code, or UPC, as the industry standard. It was a victory for practicality, robust engineering, and forward-thinking design. This decision meant that for the first time, every product from every manufacturer would speak the same digital language, paving the way for unprecedented efficiency. The moment of truth arrived on June 26, 1974, at a Marsh supermarket in Troy, Ohio. At 10:31 a.m., a pack of Wrigley's Juicy Fruit chewing gum became the first product ever scanned using a UPC. The iconic beep sounded, and history was made. It was a simple, unassuming moment that heralded a quiet revolution, demonstrating that the future of retail had indeed arrived, one tiny barcode at a time. While speeding up checkout lines was the immediate, obvious benefit, the true power of the UPC lay deeper. For the first time, retailers gained unprecedented insight into their sales data. They could track exactly what was selling, how quickly, and in what quantities. This data was gold, allowing them to optimize stocking levels, identify trends, and make informed purchasing decisions that were previously based on gut feelings and guesswork.
Before the UPC, inventory management was a Herculean task of manual counting and clipboard logging. Stockouts were common, leading to lost sales, and overstocking tied up valuable capital. The barcode changed everything. Products could be scanned upon arrival, instantly updating inventory records. This drastically reduced manual errors, optimized warehouse space, and ensured shelves were consistently stocked with popular items. The efficiency gains provided by the UPC were a critical enabler for the rise of big box retailers. Imagine trying to manage the inventory of a Walmart or a Kmart without barcodes. It would be an impossible logistical nightmare. The UPC made it feasible to stock hundreds of thousands of unique products under one roof, track their movement, and maintain profitable margins, fundamentally reshaping the retail landscape of America. The impact stretched far beyond individual stores. Manufacturers could now track their products from the factory floor all the way to the consumer's basket. This created an unprecedented level of visibility and coordination across the entire supply chain. It fostered just-in-time inventory systems, reducing waste and increasing responsiveness to market demand. The barcode became the silent orchestrator of global logistics. With every scan, a piece of data was generated. This aggregate data became incredibly valuable, giving manufacturers and retailers granular insights into consumer behavior. They could identify which products sold best in which regions, at what times, and even react quickly to recalls or promotional effectiveness. The barcode wasn't just a pricing tool, it was an engine for market intelligence, turning raw sales into actionable business strategy. Despite its obvious benefits, the UPC wasn't universally embraced overnight. Many smaller businesses initially resisted, seeing it as an unnecessary expense or a big corporation imposition. The upfront cost of scanners and system integration was significant. But as early adopters demonstrated clear competitive advantages, the tide gradually turned. The economic imperative of efficiency eventually outweighed initial reservations.
The early scanners were bulky, expensive, and sometimes finicky. But as demand grew, so did innovation. Laser technology became cheaper and more reliable. Scanners evolved from flatbed to handheld, omnidirectional, and eventually integrated into mobile devices. Each advancement made the barcode system more accessible, more robust, and more deeply embedded into the fabric of commerce, constantly pushing the boundaries of efficiency. What started as an American grocery industry initiative quickly spread across the globe. Different regions adopted variations like EAN 13 in Europe, but they were all compatible with the underlying UPC standard. This global adoption created a universal language for products, streamlining international trade and allowing manufacturers to sell their goods worldwide with consistent identification. The barcode truly became a global phenomenon. While Lauer and Woodland are often credited, countless engineers, statisticians, and industry representatives worked tirelessly behind the scenes. They grappled with complex optical challenges, printing specifications, and the sheer inertia of getting disparate companies to agree on a common standard. These unsung heroes, often overlooked, laid the groundwork for one of the most significant yet invisible economic transformations of the late 20th century. The simple beep of a barcode scanner became an iconic sound of modern retail. It wasn't just functional, it was psychological. It signified speed, accuracy, and efficiency to the consumer. For retailers, it symbolized control, automation, and a tangible reduction in human error. This auditory feedback, combined with the visual scan, created a seamless and trustworthy transaction experience, reinforcing the system's widespread acceptance. The barcode's utility quickly extended beyond the grocery aisle. It became indispensable in hospitals for tracking patient records and medications, in libraries for managing books, and in logistics for sorting packages. Any industry dealing with vast quantities of identifiable items quickly saw the benefits of automated tracking. From blood banks to baggage claim, the UPC's principles permeated nearly every sector of the modern economy.
The adoption of the UPC created a massive ripple effect throughout the economy. It spurred the growth of the automated data capture industry, including scanner manufacturers, software developers, and system integrators. It transformed how products were packaged and labeled. It enabled the explosion of e-commerce by providing the backbone for online inventory and fulfillment. The seemingly simple barcode generated billions in new economic activity. Imagine trying to build Amazon without barcodes. Impossible. The UPC provided the unique identifier for every single product in their vast catalogs, making it possible to pick, pack, and ship orders accurately at scale. E-commerce relies entirely on efficient inventory management and product identification, functions perfected and enabled by the barcode's widespread adoption over decades prior. It's the silent hero of your online shopping cart. The success of the UPC laid the groundwork for even broader global standards like GS1, which now manages a suite of identification systems used worldwide. This evolution ensures that products, locations, and even logistic units can be uniquely identified and tracked across international borders and diverse supply chains. The spirit of standardization, born from that 1970s grocery crisis, continues to drive global commerce today. The barcode never made headlines like a moon landing or a stock market crash. It's a humble, ubiquitous symbol, but its impact on how we shop, how businesses operate, and how global trade functions is immeasurable. It didn't just digitize prices, it digitized the physical world of goods, enabling an era of unprecedented data collection, efficiency, and consumer convenience. This was a quiet revolution, transforming the everyday into the extraordinary. So, the next time you hear that familiar beep at the checkout, take a moment to appreciate the decades of innovation, collaboration, and engineering genius behind it. The Universal Product Code is more than just a series of black and white lines. It's the unseen architect of modern commerce, a testament to how solving a seemingly simple problem can unleash a cascade of economic transformation, proving that true wealth is often built on invisible efficiency.